Welcome dear students to today's session. We will be studying about saturated solution today and some methods of separation. What is a saturated solution? A saturated solution is a solution which cannot dissolve any more of a solute at a given temperature. It could be room temperature or a higher temperature. If you are not able to dissolve any more solute, it could be salt or sugar at that particular temperature, then the solution is called as saturated solution. What is solubility of a substance? Solubility of a substance is the amount of solute present in the saturated solution of a substance. It cannot further dissolve anything more. What is an unsaturated solution? Unsaturated solution is a solution which can dissolve some more solute at that given temperature. How can we prepare a saturated solution? We have to take 50 ml of water. In two beakers you can do, one for salt, another for sugar, and 1 spoon wise at a time and stir the contents. You go on adding till no more further salt or sugar is able to be dissolved in that particular solution. Then we get a saturated solution at that particular temperature. Now we can make it unsaturated by heating it. If you heat it, it will further dissolve some more solute in that same water. So the solubility of substance are different. The number of spoons of salt may be 5, the number of spoons of sugar may be only 3. So it depends on the substance. The content of water is same, 50 ml, and solubility of substance varies with the temperature. So at room temperature, it may dissolve only 3 spoons of sugar, but if you raise the temperature, it can dissolve 5 spoons of sugar. So this is a concept about saturated solution. Now let us look into some of the methods of separation of mixtures. First, we will do the simple one, which you have been studying from class 6th itself, evaporation. This is a method of used for separating a volatile component. Volatile means it can evaporate from a non-volatile component, that is solvent from the solute, by heating the mixture. So the most common example is salt and water. It could be salt and water, sugar and water, or copper sulfate and water. We have to take the mixture in a china dish and subject it to a flame, heat it up. You will find that after some time the contents start boiling. The materials which are volatile, that is solvent, it starts to evaporate and the solute will be left behind in the china dish. That is, if it is salt water, water will evaporate and salt will be left back in the china dish. This is the easiest method of separation for such a mixture where the solvent is volatile and the solute is non-volatile. Let us go into our next method of separation, is centrifugation. Centrifugation, the term look little complicated. This is but a process which from age old time we have been doing to make butter from buttermilk. The wooden structure which is used to just mix up the contents so that the lighter particles of the mixture come to the top. This process is called as centrifugation. You can define it as the method of separating denser particles and lighter particles from a mixture by using a centrifuging machine. The best centrifuging machine is the mixie. Mixie is used for removing out butter from buttermilk in today's world. But long back ago, it used to be done in a pot with a wooden structure, and it was twisted around so that the lighter butter comes to the top and the buttermilk remains back. Now, centrifuge is used in scientific studies where you can separate components of a mixture according to the density. So, in the research laboratories, you use it for separating out DNA organelles of cell, etc. The cell is lysed and put into a centrifuge and run at certain speeds for what requirement you have. When it is rotated at this particular speeds, cell organelles come out of the cell and they get um, layered in depending on the density of the organelles, which can be removed out using an injection for observation purposes. It is also used for the study of bacteria, viruses, and all those things. Right. So this is centrifugation. The method is used for separating particles depending on their density by running at very high speeds. Let us go into the next method, decantation using a separating funnel. Decantation using a separating funnel. This is the picture of a separating funnel. You can pour liquids into the separating funnel. Again, based on the density of the liquids which are lighter are on top and the liquids which are heavier are at the bottom. You can allow it to rest for some time and just open the stop lock and the liquid comes down into the container which is kept down. You can separate the heavier liquid first, then lighter liquid remains back in the separating funnel. So this is a method used for separating mixture of immiscible liquids. That is the criteria. Liquids immiscible, they should not mix with each other. Kerosene and water does not mix with each other, and their positioning depending on their density. Let us move on to the next method of separation, which is sublimation. Sublimation is a process where a solid gets converted into its vapor form without passing through the liquid form, or a vapor gets converted to its solid form without passing through the liquid form. So we have already studied the concept in our previous lesson, and we have got examples of ammonium chloride, camphor, naphthalene, which are sublimable. So in this, we are going to, the method of separation as sublimation, we are going to separate a mixture of sublimable compound which is mixed with a non-sublimable compound. So the technique of sublimation will be used. We have an activity to perform along with this concept that you're going to study. We are having a mixture of ammonium chloride and common salt. Both look same. That is ammonium chloride looks like common salt itself, which you will not be able to identify or separate out by any other method other than sublimation. On heating, only ammonium chloride sublimes and it can be collected by cooling. So what we have here is a setup just used for sublimation of ammonium chloride. We have a china dish in which we place the mixture of ammonium chloride and salt. There is an inverted glass funnel. The end of the glass funnel, that is the nozzle of the glass funnel, is plugged with cotton. It is completely closed with cotton and the mixture is heated from bottom. When the mixture is heated, ammonium chloride converts into vapors of ammonium chloride and it goes up and it cools down, it deposits on the inside of the glass funnel. After the activity is completed, after 10 to 15 minutes, the setup can be removed out and the vapors allowed to cool. On cooling, when we remove the glass funnel out, on the inner surface of the glass funnel, we can collect the ammonium chloride which would have got deposited as residue. And the salt will be left behind in the china dish because it cannot sublime. So this is a method using sublimation how to separate a mixture of ammonium chloride and common salt. So this is an activity along with the session which is done as an experiment. The experiment is attached with your Google Classroom as an online O Labs session which you can observe and then complete your record. Thank you. Today's session ends here.